Now let's add some shifts in the upper body according to the steps. Now there are some motions in the character's upper body that we won't have to worry about animating. For example, the rotate Y and Z, as well as some of the rotate X for the slight portion of the pull. And the reason why is because some of that motion is going to be too subtle to even notice. So if that's the case, there's no sense even worrying about animating it if it's not really going to be noticeable. Okay, we just want to focus on those more noticeable motions. So let's go ahead and bring back our visibility of our control curves, and we're actually going to start with the translate X, or the side-to-side motion of the center of gravity. So let's select that, and we'll go into more of a back view, and also go into our perspective and graph view and focus on the translate X. Again, hit F. Okay, so here are our keys. So let's begin. We want to keep in mind the footsteps, okay, because they're going to assist us in figuring out how to pose the character to keep him balanced. And right now he's not balanced as he's moving forward, so let's work on that. First off, let's go to about frame 5 as he's lifting up his foot at about the peak point of where the foot is lifting up, his right foot. And to keep him balanced, he's going to need to move to his left. So we'll have him move slightly to his left here. Okay, like so. Alright, so now we've got him shifting his weight over to the left. And now to his right for that next step, that left foot step, he's going to need to be balanced. So what we can do here is actually take this key and delay it a few more frames. So let's take it and move it about 3 frames down. So it now lies on frame 13, and we'll also adjust it so that the character's in better balance here. So we'll just take this key and let's move it down a little bit more. So we could hold shift and middle mouse button, click and drag down to about there. So now the character has a better balance there, and as he steps, we can have him shift his weight for the pull at about frame 22. So the follow through to that, since he shifted his weight to his right here, we'll have him move over to his left on frame 22, just slightly. So about right there. And we'll scrub through to see if we like the pose. Great, and the motion of our action. Alright, so that's looking good, and we'll continue. So now he's getting ready to take some steps back. So let's say on about frame 28, as he's lifting up his right foot, we'll have him shift to his left, slightly to his left. Okay, like so. Alright, and rather than having this flow, we could actually leave the tangency as it is right now, because notice at around this point here, he's not lifting up his foot just yet. So what we're getting now, we want this slight pause in there before he actually lifts up his foot. So if we were to smooth out the tendency, it'd just be a smooth blend going from this key pretty much to this key without having that slight pause. So having this flat tendency in there is a little bit more accurate. Great, so we'll move on. And now he's lifting up his left foot, bringing that back. So for that, we could go to about frame 40 and bring him now, this time to his right. So let's do that, like so. Excellent. And if we scrub through, you can see how much improvement our animation has made from adding those poses that we've added so far. Great, now it's starting to look more believable and more of a back view. So let's continue. Okay, so as he's about to lift up his right foot to shift that over. So on frame 52, at about the peak point of that, his foot lifting up, we'll go ahead and bring him a little bit to his left now, not much at all. Okay, so about right there. Alright, great. And now he's going to shift over back to his right, but this is happening too fast. This key we have on frame 55, even if we hit play, we can see, bam, he goes right to his right, coming from his left. So what we're going to want to do is delay this key on frame 55 So let's actually move it down a few more frames so that it now lies on about frame, let's say about, oh, about frame 62. Okay, so he's not going to shift his weight until after there. And notice the motion we get if we hide our curves and hit play. And check that out. Great, so we get this nice shift back over to the right. Great, and we can bring back our control curves, visibility of them. And let's have him now shift right back to his left for the rocking motion here. So what we'll do is at about frame 84, we want to get the right feel for it. On 84, let's go ahead and bring him back over to his left some. Like that, not much at all. It's just going to be slight rocking back and forth. And on frame 100, we're going to want that to be even more subtle. So on frame 100, we'll bring him really slightly back to his right. Like that. Alright. So with these things done, let's go ahead and render out a play blast to check out our character side-to-side movement to see if we like the poses that we've set and the timing and spacing of our animation. Here it is. Great, so now the character is shifting his weight as he should in the side-to-side or translate X motion. But notice that left arm, see how it's popping a bit? Well, we need to fix that. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this out. Bring back our control curves and focus back on the shoulder. Going to our perspective and graph view, and the rotate Y is what we focused on before. And we want to go to where that arm is popping. So at about frame 30, notice how the arm is bent there. Let's go to this key on frame 30 and we'll bring it up. Hold shift and middle mouse button, click and drag up to the arm is locked. Great, but not where it's coming off the handle, so let's make sure it's sticking there, staying there. Could go into more of a back view and check it out, and even focus more on our perspective. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. We just have to fix this area here. So for this, let's go to about frame 27, and what we're actually going to do is select this key on frame 25 and break its tangency. We don't want to fix this side at all. We don't want to edit that side, just this side. And when we go ahead and middle mouse button, click and drag up, notice that the arm locks up. Now this type of tangency won't really matter because we just want that arm to stay locked. So we won't get any noticeable basically popping or breaks in our animation because of this tangency. We're just fixing it so we don't have to add any extra keys. Okay, and so that arm will stay locked, and it sure is right now. So we could go ahead and just make sure, double check, by doing another play blast. So we could get a view where our character's in shot and render one off. How about from here? Here it is. Great, that's much better. Okay, let's even check out a top view. Go ahead and close out this play blast. Go to the top view and making sure our character's in shot throughout. We'll go ahead and render another one off. How about from this angle here? Here it is. Alright, great. So there's our top view. It's looking really nice. Okay, so with that done, that wraps up our translate X of the upper body, and in the next lesson we're going to focus on the translate Y.